Hello and welcome again to another episode of 100% Orange Juice. This time we'll be doing Twilight of the Pilots. This is Marc's extra scenario, which you unlock after beating Marc's scenario. And our opponents will be Marc, Fernet, and Pete, who are all characters from the Flying Red Barrel series. So, today we'll be playing as Aru, because this is patch 1.3.1, and as of patch 1.3, Aru has gotten a slight buff, so now she has +2 in evasion. Now, I still think Fernet and Redpop are still better star farmers, but this buff will allow Aru to potentially see more viability in usage. So, how do we build Aru? We want to focus on passive star gain, so 3 Holy Knights is the norm. Next you can do 3 gift exchanges. This way you can give away your hybrid card, which is presents for you, because most of the time you don't want to be the one using it. Well, you do if you want to be, if you're Aru and want stars, but there's always the downside that you can give your opponent some pretty good cards, so there's always that risk associated with presents for you. So I always like to gift exchange away present for you, since when playing against the computer at least, they're not always the smartest in terms of card usage. And then next we can make use of 1 reverse attribute field, since Aru does have a negative in attack and defense. Of course, do keep in mind this will mean that when you use reverse attribute field, your evasion will be -2. So just something important to keep in mind. And I like to top things off with, I believe, 3 flamethrower. And I run the flamethrower because most of the time you can combo the flamethrower. Say you use presents for you, and then your opponent steps on flamethrower. Now they've lost all the cards, and then you can potentially use presents for you again. So it's a nice little tech I like to put in, but you could, if you don't like flamethrower, you could put in cards like stuff like Mimio's Hammer, Bad Pudding, Go, and Assault and such. All these cards that your opponent will want to put down immediately since they cost nothing and you can use them from the get-go. So let's just get on with our Aru game. And yes, we will be facing off against Marc, Pete, and Fernet. Marc and Fernet have some pretty good combat stats. Excuse me, Marc and Pete have some pretty good combat stats. Fernet is a moving tank though. And we're an off tank per se. We can evade low values such as these, but we won't be able to dish out much damage. And actually, due to Aru's +1 evasion buff, I do believe that it sways the numbers in Aru's favor in the Aru versus Fernet matchup. So, what a lovely start. We're a farming character and land on a drop and roll a 6, but we only have 1 star to lose, so that's not the end of the world. So Fernet's gonna just pass us by and get some stars. Now, you'll notice that Sunset is similar to I forgot the name of the other map, but it's a Marc's homeworld map, and similar in the fact that you can only warp to the other side of the map using the purple warps. You cannot walk there, so you can find yourself in situations where you could get stranded and such, which can be a good or a bad thing. So, I would like to test this theory that if we continuously attack Fernet, and we evade Fernet's attacks, then we should win eventually, because it works in the same manner as Fernet versus Suguri. Suguri's +2 evasion allows her to dodge most of Fernet's low numbers. And we're not gonna fight Fernet this time, instead we're gonna get some more stars. Fernet's back at full health though. Marc gets the first win, and I don't believe this is a battlefield. Let's just check. It's Charity, Mine Lair, and Miracle, so we'll get a free card, traps will be placed down, and it'll be ×2 for everything every 5th turn. So, and Aru really does really well on the Miracle maps, because you really focus on farming stars and such. And a little bit of trivia, this is the only map where you can have a hand size of 6. But you do this because you get Charity at the beginning of the 5th turn, and then you can roll on a oh boy, a 5, so it's best to defend this. Yeah, you can roll on a ×2 draw, so then your hand will be have 6 cards, and then at the end of the turn, you'll be forced to discard until you have 3. I don't believe there's anybody at 7 cards. Yeah, probably not. Actually, maybe. If you had presents for you, which you got from the charity, that means you would lose 1 card and draw 2, so then you would have 5 cards. And then if you land on the ×2 draw, you will be back at 7 cards. But I've never actually had that happen to me, so I won't be concerned about that, because the chances of that happening to you are also very slim. And you see, everyone's warped to the North Island, which is not good for us, because we want to avoid fighting, so we're lucky that we got to warp to the South Island. The only downside is we won't have access to our lollipop, so we'll have to rely on landing on someone else's lollipop. We are only level 2, so we can't use dinner. And this map does not have regeneration, so our only form of sustain will be by landing on lollipops. And Marc warped to the South Island, so she'll be in quick pursuit of us. But we warp back to the North Island. So a good way to play Aru is to use the purple warps as much as possible. And you just saw Pete, who had 6 cards in hand, so he had to discard 3 of them. Fernet has 1 health, but unfortunately we couldn't knock her up. And we land on another ×2 bonus stars, so we're rolling with stars right now. Pete used Cloud of Seagulls, which knocked out Fernet. We're not gonna fight Pete, instead we're gonna level up. And then we'll go for more stars. So we're at level 3. Holy Knight is used by Marc, so you can see, I think either 2 or 3 of them have been used so far, and I believe I was the only one that put them in the deck. Maybe Fernet put some in the deck, I don't know. I haven't played long enough. Well, I played, like, really long. I think I've clocked over 100 hours in this game. At least in my Steam profile it says that, but I usually AFK in this game while writing for videos, so that's probably not indicative of total playtime. You can check out total playtime after this game, but again, I have 2 files, so take it with a grain of salt. And I haven't really been talking much about this game in particular because, I don't know, these extra scenarios are just a lot more relaxing than the storyline one. It's like, there's no pressure to actually beat them. If you beat all 4, you get the, you get an achievement. And I just realized how terrible Aru is on this stage because at least presents for you, the hyper card. Since everyone's gonna be getting a lot of cards by way of charity and the ×2 draw, it's actually really terrible usage of presents for you. So we're just gonna use extend because otherwise we would have to discard a card at the end of the turn. But we probably will have to anyway if we go here. So, my plan is use gift exchange. So we'll get rid of all the decent cards, which is reverse attribute field and I'm on fire in this case. So next time we'll use gift exchange, we'll give away our presents for you and our dinner, because those cards will benefit us even if we're not the ones using it. And the only downside of giving away dinner is that it will heal Mark and Fernet back up, but I want to see if I can get any hypers. So we gift exchange, and we get super all-out mode and another gift exchange. We're not gonna fight Pete, we're just gonna warp away. And we warp on the other warp on this island, so it's pretty cool. And Mark's gonna fight us. Oh, that's a pretty big roll. I was afraid that might happen. But, we haven't been dying as much as I expect we would when playing as Aru. Perhaps this is indicative of the Aru buffs, or just because this is one of the two stages where it's separated. So another 7 goals, so just really bad luck. We used our extend last turn to revive from the Mark fight, and then Pete immediately KO'd us. So sometimes using extend immediately is not a good idea, as you just saw. It's not too big of a deal. We're still level 3. Now the only... And we revive. Did we revive? Yes, we did revive, and we have 4 cards in our hand, so... Oh, wow. I will show you, 7 cards in hand, because I've never actually seen it myself either. So, use Nice Present, and now you have a chance of getting 7. And we will do that. So... Actually, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. So don't mind me. I don't remember what the screenshot button, but excuse me, I think I'll just pause. Excuse me, quite rather unprofessional, but this has never actually happened to me, but so I wanted to take a screenshot to commemorate the moment. So we have to discard 4 cards. So we had 3 hypers from that. That was ridiculous. Oh, well, if nothing else, that put me in a pretty good mood. But we're not gonna use our hypers. We're just gonna gift exchange them away in favor of perhaps getting someone else's hyper. But we won't be able to use cards this turn because I believe someone used out of ammo. We'll do it next turn. But yeah, we'll do it this turn. Everyone seems to have 2 or 3 cards in hand, so... And we get Holy Knight and Force Revival. In all honesty... still better than the cards we had in our hand, since they were just present for you. The card is called Present for you, but I will unintentionally refer to it as presents for you because most of the time presents is used in plural. So we got another present for you. So how many is that? I think we've gotten 5 hyper cards in this game. I'm not sure if the I think the center deck refreshed due to the sheer amount of draw power on the stage. And I give you another one. Charity effect occurs. Let's see. 4 cards. It'll be waste not to use one, so we'll just put down an assault. Though we don't really want to get into a fight. So and we're gonna level up to level 4 and then go for 120 more stars. So we've managed to stay on our part of the island for most of the game, which is really surprising. You see Pete used gift exchange. Perhaps he didn't want our present for you too, but we had no idea of knowing what cards he had in his hand prior to that. This is our lollipop, so I don't really want to use flamethrower on it. We'll use Cloud of Seagull though, and it knocks out Fernet. And we warp to the other side of the same island. This is okay, but I think next turn we might be put in a position where Mark's behind us. Although, we're just gonna fight the boss. And this is where the auto buffs really come in. Because now it's a lot more viable to dodge 3 and 4 attack values. Whereas previously it would have been better to just defend, because you would, on average, take less damage. And now we're gonna fight the boss again. This time we'll have to defend. So we survive with 1 health. And as long as that doesn't happen, but I'm gonna say as long as we stay behind Mark, we should be alive. But unfortunately, Mark used her hyper on us, so she got 2 wins off of it. And her hyper will grant her wins, but it won't grant her any stars from us. And we like our stars. We land on our vanilla tile, that's perfectly fine. Mark uses another hyper, this time on Fernet, to deal 3 damage. Pete used Holy Knight, so yeah, the deck has probably refreshed at this point and is about to refresh again. And so, let's just check the amount of bonus stars we're getting at the beginning of each turn. 11. And, yeah. Holy Knight times 4, you can see the card effects. Okay, so we'll just roll, get more stars, and I believe that, well, if Mark doesn't kill us, we'll be able to get to level 5. Pete has reached level 4 though, so he'll be the, and Fernet as well, so I think Fernet might be a big problem since most of Fernet's KOs have been through card effects, so she hasn't actually lost any stars. So we'll go for 200 more stars, and that'll be our final Norma. Let's see, Mark's gonna fight us with a super all-out mode active? Well, anyway, you used Blue Crow the second, so there's, like, literally no way we can survive. Although we revive immediately, Mark's gonna be a problem now since it is her side of the map, and it's her lollipop. Actually, it is not her lollipop. That's our lollipop, and that's Fernet's lollipop. And although Fernet's gonna be a problem with almost 200 stars, and but she's not on her lollipop, so maybe we still have some hope. Might have been better to use presents for you. We will stop at home. Nice Jangle is used by Mark. Triggers a trap and then gets some bonus stars. Saki's cookie is used by Pete to heal 1 health. Gets times 2 stars. Fernet's not gonna do some fighting, which is pretty smart of her. So at this point, we have to rely on Pete to KO Fernet, otherwise this game will probably be over. Huh. Gift exchange is used. So we get Air Raid. Fernet type card. Probably don't want to use it because we could potentially knock out Fernet again, and then that would create some complications. I don't remember the boss's health, but it's probably not low enough for it to be viable. Holy Knight is used again. 5 health, so the boss takes 3 damage. If we land on the boss again, we'll use reverse attribute field. Though I think Fernet might win next turn. We actually land our own flamethrower, unfortunately. I think Pete might go for the boss kill, but this boss actually survives with 1 health, and Pete survives with 1 health. Fernet uses presents for you. A nice usage because, like I was talking about earlier, flamethrower combos well with present for you. So dinner is used, and everyone's back to full health. So I don't foresee ourselves being able to. I don't foresee ourselves being able to stop Fernet at this point. I just use I'm on fire because why not? And we have Sky Restaurant Pure, but I don't see ourselves wanting to use that. Even though if Marc lands on it, it could be truly amazing. But I don't think Marc will land on it. Instead he's... Oh, he's actually gonna... Oh boy. You can see that assault trap we put down a little bit earlier is actually backfired on us. And Fernet, since it's not on her lollipop side of the island, she's gonna have a hard time actually reaching the final Norma unless she rolls perfect. So we put down Sky Restaurant Pure on our own lollipop because we have control of whether we want to land on our lollipop or not. Well, unless we roll perfect, of course. Fernet warps back to this side of the map, which is really bad because that puts her in lollipop range. And we land on another flamethrower. That seems to be the trend that we the only person to land on flamethrowers was ourselves, and it was the ones that we put down in the first place. So if we want a chance at winning this game, we're gonna have to chase down Fernet. Fernet continues to do as she pleases. We're gonna go here. I don't care that we took one damage from Mimiu's hammer. We just have to try to KO Fernet. That's all we can really do at this point. But I've neglected Pete for too long, so he actually wins. That's pretty fine. I'm okay with the outcome of this game. If nothing else, this will be uploaded because I got 7 cards. Now, isn't that the dream? Now, I believe 7 is the absolute maximum. 6 is more common, since you're not always gonna have nice present. I believe that's the card name. That lets you draw 2. So, what do I think about the Aru buffs? I'll have to play more Aru to actually give you a conclusive analysis, but I like the general direction it went. It could have been better if she got +1 defense instead, but perhaps that might make her too busted. Don't consult me for game balance though. So until next time, we'll try Twilight of the Pilots again, playing as a different character. Probably Sora. No, we played Sora, played Hime. We'll decide on the next episode. So until next time, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again. Castella out.